So while I was sleeping there last night, I was trying to sleep outside, and then there were a bunch of coyotes. First, I heard them like really far away, and then I heard them like sounded like they were basically across the street from the neighborhood. And the woman had told me sometimes they jump the fence, and I didn't really want to be outside without a tent if there were coyotes around. So I went back inside, and I couldn't get enough oxygen. I was like hyperventilating because it's just the mold is that bad. Um, and then I had to. I went outside to try to see what the street address was, and I got startled by a bunny, and I like screamed, and then the woman there woke up, and I felt so bad because she was so nice to let me try to stay there, and I feel bad waking her up, but she was up anyway because she was having food poisoning. So then I had to take a cab back to the hotel, and luckily, whatever was wrong with the hotel that caused me to leave in the first place seems to have gotten better. So I I talked to my boyfriend, who was sweet, and we are having an open relationship, which in some ways lets our stress down because we have so much resentment from living together when we were both going through mold, particularly when I was going through mold detox, and I was getting hurt very easily, and we were always in the same room, and it was stressful. And I think that having an open relationship takes the stress off of us in that regard, that we're not so angry at each other. But it's just stressful to hear about your partner talking to other people, or to be talking to other people yourself, and just it's like I don't know. It feels like the right thing right now, but it's like it's not like, oh, like I can just come home and my boyfriend and I are together again, and I don't know. We used to go through this stuff together, and it was better. I I guess we dealt with mold for a long time. Like we would help each other figure out, oh, is this bad, or is this good, and we would strategize what we were gonna do about it, and it was stressful, but it does really help having moral support while you're going through it. It's very different if you have to deal with the contaminations and stuff on your own, and people that don't have this really are just no good to talk to when it's happening, because they always think that just like ignoring it is an option, and it's scary to be getting that advice when you're in physical danger. Like I'll call my mom, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna have to go back to the hotel. Talk me through this. My brain isn't working. I need to like contact another human being. And she's like, well, at this point, maybe an option is to um, just get over it, or to pray or whatever, like so. Um, or the other people just because it just seems ridiculous to them. They're like, oh my god, they're overreacting, but to us, we're like, this is a major, like a toxic exposure, and the way that our body handles it, it's very dangerous. So, um, so yeah, then I came back here, and I slept for about 3 hours, and I'm trying to keep detoxing. And somebody mentioned what's that thing? Whatever, the thing people do for Lyme that involves letters. I forget the name of it, but somebody said that was good for detox. And I can imagine it, because your emotions do seem to impact your detox. It seems to impact whether your body thinks it's safe to detox. Sort of like your emotions impact whether your body thinks it's safe to like birth a baby. If you look into unassisted birth, and so I'm trying to keep myself in that state where I can tell that I'm letting my detox go all right. And my preference honestly is to just learn to do most things for myself. It gets expensive when you have to pay practitioners, and so like certain things like trauma processing, I kind of learned to do for myself, and I would hope to be able to learn um, how to like keep my detox going for myself, and because I think one of the benefits is when you're this sensitive, sometimes you have really great interoception, and you can really tell, oh, this is exactly what this feels like. I know what this other time it felt like. I know what this is. I want this one and not that feeling, and you can kind of guide your body. But I don't know. I woke up from my nap. I was just like, all I can do is cry. It's just I finally been beat. I've made it a long time without really crying a bunch, except when my mom was here exposing. It's just my emotions are so different when I'm being exposed to something toxic, and at a high level it'll happen in like 30 seconds or a minute, but at a low level it will take an hour or so, and then I just slowly am changing back into my old self, and I'm slowly becoming like really paranoid and indecisive, and um, just like unable to handle anything, and it's just it's scarier if you've already been there and then you feel yourself going back there because you know what it's like and you don't want to be there, and it's just scary for me from a survival perspective because I know I'm not going to be able to cut it out here with the sorts of challenges I face out here if I'm also toxic out here. So it's like I have to keep myself low in toxicity or else I'm going to be, you know, evicted from hotels for being too emotional or something, or I'm going to be just unable to hack it because it's so much unpredictability, I guess, and it's ironic because like if you do detox well and you're avoiding mold well, then you have this amazing energy and you don't need much sleep and you can survive even if your sleep gets totally messed up, and you're just really calm and really happy, and you're like, I don't even give a damn about all of this as long as I'm not around mold, as long as I get to keep feeling this good. It's just like whatever. Like I heard of somebody that was that seemed like basically high on heroin because of all the detox, and she was concerned that she might be arrested, and her main concern was actually um, whether the jail would be moldy. Like forget like, oh, being arrested is traumatic or whatever. Just, oh, like basically it gets down to, do you get to keep detoxing? Do you get to stay clear and clean? And so that's kind of where I am now, and I'm kind of pissed because my room is maybe only about 50% clean right now, or 25% maybe. So I gotta wipe everything down again, and I don't know. What I was exposed to last night was like mold. It wasn't just like the like hit and run toxins. It was like mold, from damp stuff in the swamp cooler and everything. So we will see how it goes.